Hello YouTubers, my name is X-Factor. This is Talah Market Rush Defense, and this is arguably the hardest set of mcoms in the game to defend. Why is that? Well, if the enemy gets the left side and the right side, they're basically breathing down your spawn. It also sets up these crazy wide open crossfire lanes, so if anybody so much as sniffs the mcom, they get their head blown off. So this is 32v32 a la Zerg style. So you had to play slow, and you have to be really careful about when you push, and more importantly, wait till you have friendlies to help you. This entire video I'm going to focus on the right lane here and some of the thoughts and positions and pushes I make and why, because we already did the middle push, aka the honeypot. If you can get to the little building in the middle, set up shot, back rage, you can buy yourself a lot of time. But that's not an option this round. I tried that 2 previous times before, got 5 or 6 kills, and just got stuffed. They were just too far masked. So what I'm doing is I'm literally waiting this out, trying to kill as many as I can in that close store and make sure this road lane doesn't push so we can amass some friendlies up for a charge. This rubble pile is where I really want to work to, and I mess up here. I stay stagnant too long. Obviously the Jeep gets a hold of me, it really hurts, and that road lane gets me. I should have worked my way to the rubble pile. Instead of shooting that guy, I should have snuck up, shot him closer where I had cover. And guess what happens? You get killed in a spot like that, you're probably not getting revived, your squad probably got wiped, you have to start over. But that's okay. It's about playing slow and slowing yourself down sometimes, because if you rush into a situation, you get killed, your squad gets wiped, and you have to start over. If you can't start slowly pushing these lanes or keep these guys in check at these various points, especially this right and left flank, you're doomed. The team's done. So pick a couple favorite spots. This rubble pile's pretty good, but stay away from that back wall. As you could see, the RPG spam from earlier got me. Keep an eye on the rubble pile I just checked on, and don't finish a shot unless you think you can get the kill. And at that point, I thought there were a couple guys shooting at me, so I pulled off instead of assuming. Now, this concrete divide is the ultimate spot to get to as an attacker. So as a defender, you have to watch that, because that's kind of a nasty spot. You have to shoot through it, and as you can see, that nade that just went in between the crack, that's something that isn't bad. That buys you time if you want to push, or if you want to make a long peek. What's that mean? I'll throw the nade in there. If they're smart, they're not going to push. I'll then make a peek towards that dumpster, that yellow dumpster, and then get back. Obviously, I'm the only guy over here, so I've got to be really careful. But again, it's about not letting them get set up and not letting them get comfortable. If they do get comfortable in this spot, again, it's over. So you want to keep working this. This is one of those maps, Talah Market, on the last set of mcoms. If you spawn in and you see the left has nobody or the right has nobody, start pushing it. And there you go. We have some breathing room. We made it to a safe area. This rubble pile right here, you can look Long Street, which I'm looking now, or you can look across where the Jeep previous was parked. But at this point in time, we have breathing room, which obviously we hadn't had the last 3 or so minutes, which sometimes you just don't come back from that, and that's to be expected. So the whole thought process here is help you guys out, figure out what your team's lacking and the best spots to push. Now, that building that I was just at, that's the honeypot, if I can get to it. But the problem is, I got a couple teammates there that are watching that. It's more important not to cough up these last couple lanes, because we actually got them down to around 55 or so tickets. Now, should I push at this point? I could, or I could play it slow. Play it safe, because I see dead guys in that right outside lane, and guess what? There's a cut through there. You always have to assume they didn't suicide themselves or C4 themselves. So I get greedy, I push, I made a mistake. There were 3 guys there. I should have sat still and let my team push up, because as long as I was in that cubby playing some cat and mouse, they're probably not going to rush me. And as you can see, we've got teammates actually pushing out now, and that's what it's about. You establish these positions, you make a pick on a guy, you kill a guy a couple times, they're going to say, oh, wait a minute, there's a guy that keeps doming me as I try to push this lane. I got to be careful. You change their thought process, and that's sometimes what it's about, changing the way they want to play the game. It's just like basketball or any other sport. If you can get in their head, it can be pretty effective. So I get wiped out again. We're going to get the squad cover going here, because that is absolutely integral to some of these city maps, because the suppression is so ridiculous in Battlefield 3, and work my way back to my cubby hole again with only 27 tickets. Now, here's the problem. I never really checked the left lane. There's a million dead people there, and it's completely collapsed. Too little, too late. So we had some success on the right side. I probably, at this very moment, should have pushed the left lane. But once they get set up, the bipods come out, and there is no way you're crossing that street. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this thought process to Talah Market, the last set of mcoms, and I will link the video about the honeypot pushing that mid-market area, and that will clear off left flank or right flank due to the positioning, especially if you have a squad mate that's following you or somebody that can spawn you last minute before you get to that out-of-bounds area where they can't spawn on you anymore. Too little, too late. We almost made it. If you learned something, had some fun, don't forget about the old thumbs up, and we'll see you soon, YouTube.